We begin in Gombe State, where a new batch of 594 former Boko Haram members have completed the federal government's deradicalisation, rehabilitation and reintegration program called Operation Safe Corridor. After the taking of oath of allegiance to the Nigerian state, the Chief of Defence Staff charged the graduating clients to be advocates of peace and justify the second chance given to them. Lanre Adeyemi reports.
For the past 7 years, Operation Safe Corridor continues to be an effective tool in the fight against insurgency in northern Nigeria. The multi-agency program is graduating 594 former members of the Boko Haram terrorist group. They refer to them as clients. They have completed months of intensive physical, mental, social, and psycho-spiritual therapy.
I am confident that based on the therapeutic interventions this set of clients have undergone, they are better citizens from when they initially arrived at the DRR camp, and accordingly, sir, are certified fit for graduation and subsequent reintegration to their respective communities.
The uniqueness of the program stems from the comprehensive package, which encompasses not only the psychosocial and psychospiritual needs of the ex-combatants.
From Niger to Sokoto, Kebbi to Kogi, these clients are from across northern Nigeria. 3 of them are from Niger Republic and 1 is from the Republic of Chad. The Chief of Defence Staff wants these clients to justify the second chance given to them.
I believe you have acquired so many knowledge while at this camp. So I urge you to use this knowledge and also use your contact to call on your former colleagues, but it's those that are still in the bush, to surrender.
You must brace up for the challenges ahead. Some of you will encounter resentment and rejections in your communities, but I can assure you that if you remember and practice everything you've learned in this camp during the last 6 months, you will surmount these challenges.
The highlight of the graduation ceremony is a heart-touching apology by a client on behalf of his colleagues.
And we will definitely not disappoint him, that what he has done, he will never regret it. We will be the good ambassadors of these very facilities wherever we find ourselves, sir.
This goes beyond petty sentiment or politics. It's about finding practical solutions to a national challenge. For the past 7 years, Operation Safe Corridor has continued to deradicalize and rehabilitate former Boko Haram members, removing valuable manpower from the insurgents and giving these clients a second chance at life. Lanre Adeyemi, TVC News, Gombe.
Well, let's take it to River State, where the Nigerian Navy has warned newly commissioned personnel against engaging in unprofessional conduct in the discharge of their duties. The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awal Gambo, gave the charge at the passing out parade of cadets of the Nigerian Naval College. Our correspondent, Uche Okoro, reports now from Port Harcourt.
It's the end of a 6-month training for these 156 cadets of the Navy Special Duty Pre-Commissioning Training. According to the Chief of Naval Staff, these personnel are joining the officers' cadre at a critical time when the country is facing emerging and dynamic security challenges. The nature of these threats places on the Navy an even greater demand to abide by the rules of engagement at all times.
It is important that I order you to desist from any act that will compel the Nigerian Navy to use the arm of the law to correct your wrongdoings. Your personal interest must never override national interest. Accordingly, it is your utmost responsibility to always apply caution in your official and personal life and live within the ambit of the law.
These personnel will be deployed for field operations across the country including post-election duty.
Certainly, the 2023 general elections have just been concluded, but deployments at strategic locations are still in place all over the nation. Some of you will be involved in these deployments to lead troops as part of military aid to civil authority. You must be professional and avoid acts that will put the armed forces in disrepute.
The officers, which include 19 women, were commissioned with the Nigerian Navy rank of sub-lieutenant during a short ceremony after the passing out parade. Uche Okoro, TVC News, on air.
Labour Party governorship aspirant for Imo State, Humphrey Anumundu, has been confirmed dead. He was one of the aspirants who had purchased the Labour Party forms for next month's primary elections. The cause of his death is still unknown, and his family is yet to make an official statement to this effect. The Inter-Party Advisory Council in Ogun State has commended the Independent National Electoral Commission security agents for the conduct of the governorship and National Assembly elections in the state and congratulated Governor Dapo Abiodun for his re-election. Just as a group of politicians under the aegis of a coalition of registered political parties called for the review of the outcome of the governorship election results. Our correspondent, Kazim Olowe, reports.
Days after the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Ogun State, Ladi Adebutu, led other members of his political party to protest the outcome of the governorship election in the state, the Inter-Party Advisory Council in the state and some governorship candidates have declared the result as a true reflection of the wish of the people and congratulate Dapo Abiodun for his re-election. The group advised those who have any contrary opinion against the position of the INEC to go and seek redress in the court instead of engaging in protest and things that may cause breach of peace in the state.
All the registered political parties that are here present with their governorship candidates join with the IPAC Executive Council, hereby accept the governorship and the assembly result as announced by the INEC. We want to use this medium also to congratulate the winner of the election, the governorship election, Governor Dapo Abiodun, MFR, for the victory given to him by the electorate in Ogun State.
You should be talking about people that should even be protesting or going to court. It is not the people that are making noise. I'll just make it very plain. It is not PDP, because we are all witnesses to what happened. I know what happened in my own polling unit in Ijebu Northeast, Araromi Primary School, Nayaton. I know what happened there. There were cases of vote buying by PDP.
On the other hand, some politicians under the aegis of coalition of registered political parties in Ogun State fought the position of INEC on the result of the March 18 governorship election. They say the declaration of Dapo Abiodun was against the established law concerning the election and they want it reversed.
The result of the governor election of the 18th of March 2023 as declared by INEC on Sunday the 19th of March is hereby rejected in its total entirety. The declaration of Dapo Abiodun as the winner of the Ogun State governorship election by INEC is also rejected.
As political parties hold different positions on the outcome of the governorship election in Ogun State, the tribunal may be the only alternative for now. Kazim Olowe, TVC News, Abeokuta.
Well, still talking party politics, 1 week after the governorship and House of Assembly elections in 28 states across the country, stakeholders have continued to set the agenda for the incoming administrations. In Delta State, Minority Leader of the House of Representatives, Ndudi Elumelu, is asking the Delta State Governor-elect, Sheriff Oborewori, not to relent in his open-door policy and inclusivity, as his election is an indication of acceptance by residents across as a grassroots politician and a philanthropist. Mr. Elumelu, who paid a congratulatory visit to Mr. Oborewori, says the leadership qualities of the governor-elect endeared him to the hearts of the people, describing him as the most preferred and competent individual for the job. He also asked the governor-elect to build on the enviable legacies of Governor Ifeanyi Okowa while appealing to Delta residents to support the incoming administration. The governor-elect described Mr. Ilumelu as a strong and positive voice in the Green Chamber and commended him for raising the stake in legislative business. And still in Delta State, the People's Democratic Party have faulted the Independent National Electoral Commission for the direct and resident electoral commissioners in the states and the FCT to ensure comparison with IREV data before issuance of certified true copies of Form EC8A. A spokesman of the PDP Presidential Campaign Council, Mr. Charles Aniagu, made the disclosure at a news conference in Asaba and urged INEC to do the right thing by allowing the states which are the original source of the documents to issue same without comparing with the IREV data.
For INEC to begin to ask the resident electoral commissioners at the state level and the FCT to first of all compare with what they have on the IREV for the purpose of uniformity, you know that that is dangerous. Because the result, particularly the presidential result, is very clear to all of us that it was not uploaded as at when it was supposed to. And so if what you have on the IREV is what is already manipulated, and you are now asking the resident electoral commissioners to first of all proceed to clear from what you have on the IREV before they could issue the CTC, you just know that INEC is trying to, of course, undermine the justice of this matter.